How do you become a millionaire? What are the steps? Where should you start? Well, you have to ask yourself this question first. What do you bring to the table? What's your unique point of view on the world? What can you change that will make the difference? What's obvious for you that people don't think about? For me, it was about relationships. Learning how to meet people, create meaningful relationships, and do it at scale. If you saw my video on how I went from broke to multimillionaire in 4 years, you'll know that in my early 20s, I didn't have any expertise yet. But I was a grinder. I wanted more, and I was willing to put in the work. And when you work hard with intention and focus, you learn quickly. That's one of the keys. When you have no experience, don't try to lecture the world. Learn your craft. That's why I went on this adventure with the acquisition agency that my friend was building. I learned my craft. A craft that can help solve the number one problem of any business: sales. How to generate income, how to get clients and do it at scale. I learned how to do sales prospecting, and eventually I figured out that it wasn't about sales, but about relationships. And when it comes to relationships, personalization is the key. But the market was not addressing that topic efficiently. Nobody was talking about it. That's what I could bring to the world. Once I figured that out, I doubled down on it. I did it every day, all the fucking time, and I became the best at it. I could reach out to anyone and create a conversation. In a few months, I had met with hundreds of people from all around the globe. Once you found your expertise and what you love, keep doing it every day. Become the best at it. And don't just focus on theory. Learn by doing. Go practice. Try again and again until it becomes so natural that everyone thinks you were born that way. Become the best in your field of expertise. That's what I started from day one. You have to do two things. One, help people out for free, and two, bring people together so they can help each other out. Because people love when they meet other people with the same problems. And because we all love when someone helps us out without asking anything in return. Thanks to the expertise you built, you can now teach people valuable skills. And they'll follow you for that. People will start asking you questions. Take the time to answer and build meaningful relationships. And when at a certain point you're not able to handle everything on your own, you create a place where people can hang out and ask their questions. So if you're not available, other people will answer with what they know or with what you've taught them, and you'll be able to focus on content. The more you create content, the more people will remember you. You have to flood the internet with your content. You gotta be everywhere. Google must link your very name with the main keywords of your expertise. Begin with writing content where you answer people's questions. That's the best way to create valuable content. Then you can repurpose your content and create a video script that you will record with your iPhone. People stay on video longer than on text, and people feel like they know you better once they see you talking on camera. That's when you can start sharing your journey publicly. Tell about your failures, your wins. You want people to know what's going on and show them gratitude for their support. Once you have an audience, there's hundreds of ways to monetize it. Create a newsletter. Charge for services that can get more expensive as the demand grows. Productize your service. Write a book. Build an app. Make 100K with a masterclass in just 1 hour. And last but not least, you can build a software, a company, and a team. When you build a company, you have three options. First one is to sell a service, like a digital agency, lead gen agency, etc. Essentially, no matter what you try to sell as a service, it always comes down to selling your time or the time of someone from your team. The only great part is that you don't need any resources to get started. The second option is that you can sell hardware or products like clothes, watches, furniture. You get the idea. It all requires a lot of logistics, stocks, and so much more. It means that you need an investment to start, and your margins are not that high, but your market can actually be huge. And the third option is to start a software. What I love with a SaaS or software as a service is the margins are huge. Server costs almost zero and you can automate a lot of what you do. On top of it, the business model is the best as you're selling a monthly subscription, which means that you have recurring revenue and super low fixed costs. Why do I believe so much in the SaaS model? Just because it's, in my opinion, the most scalable business you can build, period. That's the way I went. Depending on your skills and your area of expertise, find yourself co-founders. You can also go on your own, but don't let your ego make that decision, because going this route will be very hard. Doing everything by yourself will be much more challenging. Be really honest with yourself. What are your strengths and what do you suck at? And even if you know how to do a bit of everything, what are your preferences? What do you like to do and what do you dislike? Building a successful business will require a lot of work and consistency, so you need to focus on what you love. To meet with potential co-founders, you have two options. The first one is to build a business with someone you've worked with in the past. And the second one is to try small side projects with people who have complementary skills to see whether or not you can work together. If you want to build a software or SaaS, you don't need a brilliant idea to get started. You need to find a problem to solve. How? Well, here's a quick tip. Pick a software in a very crowded market, meaning that there is a lot of companies doing more or less the same thing. For example, productivity tools like Notion, Trello, or Asana. Build the exact same software, but for a specific niche. The niche where you've decided to build your audience. Remember that you want to help the people who are following you. So for example, you could build a Trello for recruiters. By doing so, you can eliminate all the features that are useless for recruiters and also have a clear messaging. You should start lean, go the bootstrap way, and build a working product within 2 to 3 weeks. Just a few features, not the full bunch. Just enough to differentiate you from the market you're in. Launch early. Make sure to announce your goals publicly so the audience you've built can follow you and support you. Once you've got paying customers, talk to them daily and never stop doing that. Your paying customers are actually the #1 source of ideas. Make sure they are happy so they can recommend more and more clients. Based on their feedback, iterate as quickly as possible on the product and make sure that your whole community is aware of any changes that you make. Continue networking with potential clients, but never try to sell. Your role as a founder is to give value and build relationships. Sales will come naturally if you do that. Once your business starts to take off, make sure to pay yourself and your co-founders first. With a salary and a profitable company, the lifetime of your business is infinite. When things become too overwhelming for you to handle on your own, start hiring, but only hire when it hurts. The longer you do everything on your own, the more you learn about the ins and outs of your business. Well done, you build a company. Now keep working at it, keep looking out for new opportunities, asking for feedback, keep an open mind, and keep watching my video. Now that your business is growing, there are two ways to go in order to cash a 7-figure check. Either you sell your SaaS or you sell a percentage of it. I did both. We sold our product Lampod after a year of development and growth to about $600,000 in revenue. And we sold 20% of our company for $30 million to keep total control, while at the same time being rewarded for the amount of work we put in the last 4 years growing the business. Both options are great, but it really depends on what you want to do next. If you want to focus on other projects, then I would advise to just get rid of the one you're working on by selling it. However, if you really like what you're doing and that you keep getting exciting ideas to grow it even faster, then simply sell a percentage of it. What's awesome with SaaS is their valuation, meaning how much a business is actually worth. A SaaS valuation can be anywhere between 3x to 15x on the annual recurring revenue. Oh yeah, so for newbies, MRR means monthly recurring revenue. ARR is the annual recurring revenue. It's the revenue your subscribe-based software generates within a month or a year. As long as your churn rate is not too high, each month you will generate more and more money. The churn is basically the amount of people who are decided to cancel their subscription. Selling annually will basically reduce your churn, which means the annual contracts are only renewed on an annual basis. On our end, we offer both solutions. For most people, this is actually an approximation, but most of the VCs and traditional investors accept it. Using this metric and also your growth rate, you can estimate what your business is worth. Should you do it? Not everyone can be a millionaire. Everybody is different. Lots of people would be pleased to have millions of dollars on their bank account, but not everybody would like the journey toward that goal. That's why you need to adapt your mindset to be happy in this adventure. What do you need in order to enjoy this journey? First, you have to become masochistic. Yeah, you have to like it when it hurts. At least not like it, but being willing to suffer. No, let me try again. You have to like challenges, to embrace fear, to surpass yourself and to look at failure as a learning experience, not as much as a depressing one. You'll fall a lot and you'll have to learn to stand back up. If you come to the realization that all of that is overwhelming and there are way too many things to deal with it, then your mindset has to change. Ask yourself, how do I do this? And break it down step by step. When you try something and it doesn't work, don't think, I'm not good at this. Think, how can I become better? But even with a good growth mindset, it will still hurt. When you're at the head of a company, you're on your own. You will feel lonely, even if you manage to surround yourself well. The wins are always a teamwork, but the failures are on you. But it's okay, as long as you're having a positive impact, as long as you're helping people grow, as long as everyone is passionate, most of the time, you'll have a blast. I see it a little bit like it's Christmas every single day. Each and every day, something unexpected happens. And sometimes it's a shitty Christmas, but still, Christmas is always a surprise. You won't ever get bored. As long as you focus on the project, on the creation part, time will fly. That part is even scary. This last year I've passed without I even noticed it. Take distance with your objectives. It's good to have great ambitions, high hopes, big goals, but anyway, your goals can change along the way. Don't beat yourself up with objectives. Use them as tools to go forward, not as reminders that you suck. You should dissociate goals and happiness. Objectives help you move on, but you won't be happier when you meet them. Instead, try and see where you're getting better at, how you're growing as a person. I learned so much and I still learn a lot every single day. I really hope I have brought some keys for you to unlock some doors. Hope you better see what it's like to strive for financial success. Enjoy your own journey, keep grinding and take care of yourself. See you around. Peace!